What if I told you that a simple quarter sitting in your pocket right now could be carrying a story worth more than money? A story of American history, national pride, and hidden collector secrets. Today on Old Coin Empire, we're uncovering one of the most fascinating U.S. quarters ever released. So before you spend that coin, watch this video until the end, because you might be holding a small piece of history. Welcome to Old Coin Empire. What if I told you that a simple quarter sitting in your pocket could be hiding a story that goes back more than 200 years? A coin worth only 25 cents today, but carrying the spirit of the American Revolution, the birth of a nation, and one of the most successful coin programs in U.S. history. Most people spend this coin without a second thought, but collectors know that the 2000 Massachusetts State Quarter is much more than spare change. And by the end of this video, you'll understand why millions of Americans search their pockets looking for this historic coin. Welcome back to Old Coin Empire, the channel where every coin has a story. Let's begin. The beginning of a new millennium. The year was 2000. America had just entered a brand new millennium. The internet was growing rapidly, technology was changing everyday life, and excitement filled the country. At the same time, another national phenomenon was taking place. The United States Mint was releasing state quarters. This program had begun in 1999 and quickly became one of the most popular coin programs ever created. For the first time in history, every state would receive its own unique quarter design. People from all across the nation started collecting them. Children searched through piggy banks. Parents checked their change after every shopping trip. Banks saw customers requesting rolls of quarters. Coin collecting had suddenly become exciting again. And in the year 2000, one of the most memorable releases was the Massachusetts State Quarter. A coin that honors history. At first glance, the coin looked simple, but every detail on the reverse side was carefully chosen. The design features the famous Minuteman standing proudly over a map of Massachusetts. The words, "The Bay State," appear beside him. And above the design is the date, 1788. That year is incredibly important because it marks the year Massachusetts officially became the 6th state to join the Union. This wasn't just a state quarter. It was a tribute to one of the most important states in American history. Massachusetts played a major role in the fight for independence. Many events that helped shape the United States happened there. The Boston Tea Party, the battles of Lexington and Concord, the rise of revolutionary ideas. All of these moments helped change the course of history forever. Who were the Minutemen? The most striking feature of this quarter is the Minuteman. But who exactly was he? The Minutemen were ordinary citizens who volunteered to defend their communities during the Revolutionary War. They weren't professional soldiers. They were farmers, blacksmiths, shopkeepers, and workers. Yet they trained regularly and were ready to fight at a minute's notice. That's how they earned the name Minutemen. When danger approached, these men could quickly leave their daily lives and take up arms to defend their freedom. The statue shown on the quarter is inspired by the famous Minuteman statue in Concord, Massachusetts. It symbolizes courage, sacrifice, and determination. Every time someone looked at this coin, they were reminded of the people who helped create the United States. Why the quarter became so popular? The Massachusetts quarter became an instant favorite among collectors. Part of its appeal came from its beautiful design. Another reason was its historical importance. But there was also something else happening. Millions of Americans were participating in the state quarter craze. People purchased collector maps. Schools used the quarters to teach geography and history. Families competed to complete their collections. Some collectors searched for mint marks. Others looked for coins in perfect condition. For many people, the Massachusetts quarter represented more than money. It represented a connection to American heritage. Mint marks and production. The 2000 Massachusetts quarter was produced at multiple U.S. mint facilities. Most circulating examples were struck at Philadelphia and Denver. Coins from Philadelphia carry the P mint mark. Coins from Denver carry the D mint mark. Millions upon millions of quarters were produced. Because of those huge numbers, most examples remain common today. That's why the majority of circulated coins are worth only face value. But condition changes everything. A coin that has remained bright, sharp, and nearly untouched can attract collector interest. The better the condition, the greater the potential value. Error coins and collector interest. Now here's where things get exciting. Collectors love error coins. Sometimes mistakes occur during the minting process. A coin may be struck off-center. A die crack might appear. Parts of the design could be weak or missing. When unusual minting errors are discovered, collectors pay close attention. Although most Massachusetts quarters are normal, certain error examples have sold for premiums because of their rarity. That's why experienced collectors carefully inspect every coin they find. You never know when a small mistake could transform an ordinary quarter into a highly desirable collectible. The legacy of the State Quarter Program. The State Quarter Program became one of the most successful coin programs ever launched by the United States Mint. It introduced millions of people to coin collecting. Many collectors today started their hobby because of these quarters. The Massachusetts quarter remains an important part of that story. It reminds us of a time when Americans eagerly searched their pocket change for the next state release. It reminds us that history can be found in everyday objects. And it proves that even a simple quarter can tell an incredible story. Final thoughts. Today, the 2000 Massachusetts State Quarter continues to circulate across America. Most people spend it without thinking twice. But collectors see something different. They see history. They see the spirit of the Revolutionary War. They see the courage of the Minutemen. And they see a coin that helped inspire an entire generation of collectors. So the next time you receive a quarter in your change, take a closer look. You might discover a piece of American history hiding in plain sight. And who knows, that small coin in your pocket could become the start of your own collecting journey. Thank you for watching Old Coin Empire. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss another fascinating coin story. Until next time, keep searching your change, because treasure may be closer than you think. Many collectors consider 2002 one of the most exciting years of the State Quarter program. By this point, the program had already become a nationwide phenomenon. Millions of Americans were actively searching their pocket change every day. Families collected together. Children filled State Quarter maps. Banks received requests for new rolls as soon as fresh coins were released. The excitement surrounding the program was unlike anything seen in modern coin collecting. The 5 states honored in 2002 each brought unique stories to the series. Every new release gave Americans another opportunity to learn about their country's history and geography. Instead of viewing quarters as ordinary money, people began seeing them as miniature pieces of history. This change transformed the hobby forever. Many coin experts believe the State Quarter program created more new collectors than any other coin initiative in American history. The 2002 quarters became symbols of that success. Collectors quickly realized that assembling a complete set required patience and dedication. Finding all 5 state designs was not always easy. Some appeared more frequently in certain regions than others. This challenge made every discovery exciting. People traded coins with friends and family. Collectors visited coin shows. Others searched through countless rolls from local banks hoping to complete their collections. The hunt became just as enjoyable as the collection itself. As time passed, attention shifted toward coin quality. Collectors wanted examples with strong details and minimal wear. Coins that had spent years in circulation often showed scratches and damage. Finding bright, attractive examples became increasingly difficult. This is why many collectors began saving newly released quarters immediately after obtaining them. They understood that condition could make a significant difference in future collector interest. Mint marks also became important. Quarters struck in Philadelphia carried a P mint mark. Those produced in Denver carried a D mint mark. Many collectors wanted both versions. Completing a full set meant obtaining every design from every mint. This added another layer of challenge to the hobby. The more difficult the goal became, the more rewarding it felt to achieve. Another fascinating aspect of the 2002 quarters involved mint errors. Throughout coin history, mistakes have often become some of the most desirable collectibles. A slight production error can transform an ordinary coin into something unique. Collectors carefully examined their quarters, looking for unusual characteristics. Off-center strikes, die cracks, doubled images, and other minting mistakes attracted considerable attention. Although most quarters were produced normally, the possibility of discovering an error kept collectors searching. Stories of valuable finds spread quickly through collecting communities. A single discovery could inspire thousands of people to inspect their own coins more carefully. This excitement helped keep interest in the 2002 quarters alive long after their release. The educational impact of these quarters was equally important. Many Americans learned more about their country's states because of the program. Students researched state history. Teachers used quarters in classrooms. Families discussed the stories behind each design. The coins became learning tools as well as collectibles. That educational value remains one of the program's greatest achievements. Years later, collectors still remember the excitement of finding new state quarters. Many of today's experienced numismatists first became interested in coins because of this program. The 2002 issues played a major role in inspiring that new generation of collectors. What started as a simple pocket change project eventually became a lifelong hobby for countless Americans. Today, the 2002 quarters continue to circulate throughout the United States. Many examples remain easy to find. Others have become increasingly difficult to locate in exceptional condition. Collectors continue searching bankrolls and coin collections, hoping to discover high-grade examples or unusual varieties. The hunt never truly ends. That is part of what makes coin collecting so fascinating. Every coin has a story. Every design represents a piece of American history. And every discovery creates a connection to the past. The 2002 state quarters remind us that even everyday objects can become important historical artifacts. They show how a simple 25-cent coin can inspire curiosity, education, and a passion for collecting. More than 2 decades after their release, these quarters remain among the most beloved modern coins in American history. Their legacy continues through the collectors who preserve them, study them, and share their stories with future generations. And that is why the 2002 quarter remains far more than pocket change. It is a lasting symbol of history, discovery, and one of the greatest coin collecting adventures America has ever seen. The year was 2015. America was celebrating its natural beauty in a way that millions of people carried in their pockets every day. At first glance, the quarter looked like any other coin. 25 cents. A common piece of change. Something people used for parking meters, vending machines, and everyday purchases. But behind that small coin was a story much larger than its value. The 2015 quarters were part of the America the Beautiful Quarters program, a remarkable series created by the United States Mint to honor some of the most important national parks and historic sites across the country. Each coin became a tiny tribute to America's landscapes, history, and cultural heritage. For collectors, 2015 was another exciting year. For historians, it was a celebration of America's past, and for ordinary Americans, it was an opportunity to carry a piece of national history wherever they went. The America the Beautiful program began in 2010. The goal was ambitious. Every year, several national parks, forests, monuments, and historic locations would be featured on circulating quarters. Instead of focusing on states, these coins focused on places that helped define the American experience. By 2015, the series had already gained a loyal following. Collectors eagerly awaited each new release. Many people visited banks hoping to obtain fresh rolls. Others searched through pocket change looking for new designs. The excitement surrounding the program continued to grow. What made the 2015 quarters special was the incredible variety of locations they honored. Each design represented a different chapter of American history. Some celebrated breathtaking natural wonders. Others honored important historical landmarks. Together, they created a powerful portrait of the United States. One of the most fascinating aspects of these quarters is their artwork. Unlike ordinary coins, these designs tell stories. Every line, symbol, and image was carefully selected. Artists spent countless hours creating designs that could capture the spirit of an entire location on a coin less than an inch in diameter. That challenge required creativity and precision. The result was a collection of quarters unlike anything Americans had seen before. Collectors quickly realized these weren't ordinary coins. They were miniature works of art. The year 2015 also highlighted America's commitment to preserving important places. National parks are more than tourist destinations. They protect history. They preserve wildlife. They safeguard natural beauty for future generations. The quarters reminded people of the importance of conservation. Every coin served as a tiny ambassador for a special location somewhere in America. Millions of people who had never visited these sites suddenly became curious about them. Some even planned future trips after discovering a park featured on a quarter. That is one of the remarkable powers of coin design. A small object can inspire big ideas. Another reason collectors love the 2015 quarters is the possibility of finding valuable examples. Most quarters are common. Billions are produced for circulation. However, not all coins are created equal. Condition matters. Coin that remains bright, sharp, and nearly flawless can attract strong collector interest. Professional grading services carefully examine coins and assign grades based on preservation. The highest grades are often the most valuable. A difference that might seem invisible to an ordinary person can mean a significant difference in market value. Collectors spend years searching for top-quality examples. Errors also play an important role in the hobby. During production, mistakes occasionally occur. A coin may be struck slightly off-center. Details may appear doubled. Unusual marks can develop on the die used to strike the coin. These minting errors are often rare. Because they are unusual, collectors actively search for them. The possibility of discovering an error keeps many people examining their quarters carefully. Even today, collectors continue checking rolls of coins from banks, hoping to uncover hidden treasures. The 2015 quarters were struck primarily at the Philadelphia and Denver mints. Coins from Philadelphia carry a P mint mark. Coins from Denver carry a D mint mark. Both versions are collected by enthusiasts. Many hobbyists try to obtain examples from each mint. Others focus on finding the best preserved specimens possible. The challenge of building a complete collection adds excitement to the hobby. Coin collecting has always been about more than money. It's about history. It's about discovery. It's about connecting with the past. The 2015 quarter series demonstrates this perfectly. Every design tells a unique story. Every coin represents a specific place. Every quarter serves as a reminder that history exists all around us. One of the most fascinating things about the America the Beautiful series is how it introduced younger generations to collecting. Many children who found these quarters became interested in history and geography. They learned about parks, monuments, and landmarks they had never heard of before. A simple coin became an educational tool. Teachers used them in classrooms. Parents shared them with children. Collectors traded them with friends. The program brought people together through a shared appreciation for American heritage. Years after their release, the 2015 quarters continue to circulate throughout the country. Most people spend them without noticing. Collectors see something different. They see history preserved in metal. They see artistic achievement. They see a connection to places that shaped the American story. The fact that these coins remain accessible is part of their charm. Anyone can discover one. Anyone can begin collecting. Anyone can become part of the story. Today, the 2015 quarter stands as a symbol of America's natural beauty and historical legacy. It reminds us that even the smallest objects can carry powerful stories. It proves that a simple quarter can represent mountains, forests, battlefields, monuments, and generations of American history. The next time you receive change, take a closer look. or you might find a 2015 quarter waiting to tell its story. And that story could inspire a deeper appreciation for the places, people, and events that helped shape the United States. That's what makes these coins so special. They're more than money. They're history you can hold in your hand. The year was 2016. America was reflecting on its rich history, celebrating its natural treasures, and honoring places that helped shape the nation's identity. Most people never thought twice about the quarters in their pockets. They spent them on coffee, groceries, and everyday purchases. But collectors saw something different. They saw history, they saw art, and they saw a coin program that was becoming one of the most admired modern series in United States history. The 2016 quarter dollar was part of the famous America the Beautiful Quarters program, a series designed to honor some of America's most important national parks, monuments, and historic sites. What made these quarters special wasn't their face value. It was the stories they carried. Every design represented a location that played an important role in the American journey. Every coin served as a reminder that history can be found everywhere, from majestic mountains to historic battlefields. By 2016, the America the Beautiful program had already become a favorite among collectors. The program began in 2010 and quickly captured public attention. Each year brought new designs, new stories, and new opportunities for collectors to expand their collections. When the 2016 quarters were released, millions of Americans eagerly searched for them. Banks received requests for fresh rolls. Collectors visited coin shops. Families checked their pocket change hoping to discover the newest designs. For many people, collecting these quarters became more than a hobby. It became an adventure. One of the most fascinating aspects of the 2016 quarter series was the incredible detail found in the artwork. Creating a coin design is not easy. Artists must tell a complete story using only a small amount of space. Every line matters. Every symbol has meaning. The result is a miniature masterpiece that fits in the palm of your hand. These designs honored locations that represented courage, exploration, preservation, and achievement. Some celebrated natural beauty. Others honored important moments in American history. Together, they created a collection that reflected the diversity of the United States. Collectors appreciated not only the artistic beauty, but also the educational value of the coins. Many people discovered places they had never heard of before. A quarter might inspire someone to learn about a historic landmark, a national park, or an important event from the past. That educational impact became one of the program's greatest achievements. Coin collecting has always been connected to learning. The 2016 quarters continued that tradition. As collectors searched for new releases, they also learned about the stories behind them. Many schools even used quarters as teaching tools. Students learned geography, they learned history, and they learned how coins can preserve cultural heritage. Another reason collectors became excited about the 2016 quarters was the possibility of finding valuable examples. Most quarters are common because millions are produced. However, condition can make a tremendous difference. A coin that remains bright and nearly perfect years after entering circulation becomes much more difficult to find. Collectors call these high-grade examples. Professional grading services carefully evaluate coins and assign grades based on quality and preservation. The highest grades are often the most sought after. Even small differences in condition can significantly affect collector value. This challenge makes collecting exciting. Every quarter becomes an opportunity. Every roll of coins becomes a treasure hunt. Mint errors also attract significant attention. During the production process, mistakes occasionally occur. A coin might be struck off center. Design elements may appear doubled. Unexpected marks can appear on the surface. These unusual errors are often rare. Because of their rarity, collectors actively search for them. Stories of valuable error coins encourage hobbyists to inspect every coin carefully. Many collectors dream of finding a rare mint error hidden in ordinary pocket change. The 2016 quarters were struck primarily at the Philadelphia Mint and the Denver Mint. Philadelphia coins carry a P mint mark. Denver coins carry a D mint mark. Collectors often seek examples from both facilities. Some attempt to complete entire date and mint collections. Others focus on finding the highest quality examples possible. Regardless of the collecting strategy, the search itself becomes part of the enjoyment. One of the greatest achievements of the America the Beautiful program was its ability to attract new collectors. Many people who never considered collecting coins became interested because of these quarters. The designs were attractive, the stories were fascinating, and the coins were easy to find. Unlike rare coins that cost hundreds or thousands of dollars, these quarters could often be found in everyday circulation. That accessibility opened the door for millions of people to participate in the hobby. The 2016 quarters also remind us of the importance of preserving America's heritage. The locations featured on these coins represent some of the nation's greatest treasures. Many events that helped shape the United States happened there. The Boston Tea Party, the battles of Lexington and Concord, the rise of revolutionary ideas. All of these moments helped change the course of history forever. Who were the Minutemen? The most striking feature of this quarter is the Minuteman. But who exactly was he? The Minutemen were ordinary citizens who volunteered to defend their communities during the Revolutionary War. They weren't professional soldiers. They were farmers, blacksmiths, shopkeepers, and workers. Yet they trained regularly and were ready to fight at a minute's notice. That's how they earned the name Minutemen. When danger approached, these men could quickly leave their daily lives and take up arms to defend their freedom. The statue shown on the quarter is inspired by the famous Minuteman statue in Concord, Massachusetts. It symbolizes courage, sacrifice, and determination. Every time someone looked at this coin, they were reminded of the people who helped create the United States. Why the quarter became so popular? The Massachusetts quarter became an instant favorite among collectors. Part of its appeal came from its beautiful design. Another reason was its historical importance. But there was also something else happening. Millions of Americans were participating in the state quarter craze. People purchased collector maps. Schools used the quarters to teach geography and history. Families competed to complete their collections. Some collectors searched for mint marks. Others looked for coins in perfect condition. For many people, the Massachusetts quarter represented more than money. It represented a connection to American heritage. Mint marks and production. The 2000 Massachusetts quarter was produced at multiple U.S. mint facilities. Most circulating examples were struck at Philadelphia and Denver. Coins from Philadelphia carry the P mint mark. Coins from Denver carry the D mint mark. Millions upon millions of quarters were produced. Because of those huge numbers, most examples remain common today. That's why the majority of circulated coins are worth only face value. But condition changes everything. A coin that has remained bright, sharp, and nearly untouched can attract collector interest. The better the condition, the greater the potential value. Error coins and collector interest. Now here's where things get exciting. Collectors love error coins. Sometimes mistakes occur during the minting process. The year was 2022, a year that marked a new chapter in the history of American coinage. For decades, U.S. quarters had featured states, national parks, monuments, and historic locations. Americans had become familiar with coins that celebrated geography, landscapes, and important landmarks. Then something changed. In 2022, the United States Mint introduced a brand new program that focused on extraordinary individuals whose achievements transformed the nation. Millions of Americans carried these quarters every day without realizing they were holding one of the most historic modern coin releases ever produced. To most people, it was simply 25 cents. To collectors, it was the beginning of a completely new era. The 2022 quarter represented more than money. It represented achievement, it represented inspiration, and it represented the stories of remarkable women whose contributions helped shape the United States. The launch of the American Women Quarters program immediately attracted attention from collectors across the country. Whenever a new coin series begins, excitement follows. Collectors know that first-year releases often become important pieces of history. Many wanted to obtain examples as quickly as possible. Banks received requests for new rolls. Coin dealers saw growing interest. Online collector communities discussed the new designs daily. People wanted to know which women would be honored and what stories their quarters would tell. The United States Mint designed the program to recognize women from different fields and backgrounds. Some were writers, some were educators, some were activists, others were pioneers who changed science, politics, culture, and society. Each coin became a tribute to achievement and determination. Every design carried a story worth remembering. Unlike monuments that remain in one location, these quarters traveled throughout the country. They passed through banks, stores, restaurants, and homes. Millions of people saw them every day. That made the program unique. History was no longer confined to museums and textbooks. History was circulating in pocket change. One of the most remarkable aspects of the 2022 quarters was their artwork. Creating a coin design is a difficult task. Artists must tell a complete story using a very limited amount of space. Every detail matters. Every symbol must have meaning. The final design successfully captured the spirit of the individuals being honored. Collectors appreciated the effort and attention given to each coin. Many considered them among the most beautiful modern quarter designs ever released. As soon as the coins entered circulation, collectors began searching for high-quality examples. Condition has always played a major role in coin collecting. Most coins quickly acquire scratches, marks, and wear as they circulate. Finding a coin that remains bright and nearly perfect becomes increasingly difficult over time. Because of this, collectors carefully inspect every coin they find. The better the condition, the greater the collector interest. Some collectors save entire rolls of newly released quarters. Others search through hundreds of coins looking for a single exceptional example. That challenge is part of what makes the hobby exciting. Another reason the 2022 quarters generated so much attention was the possibility of discovering mint errors. Throughout history, certain error coins have become highly desirable collectibles. Sometimes a coin is struck slightly off-center. Sometimes parts of the design appear doubled. Other times, unusual production mistakes create unique characteristics. Most coins are produced correctly. However, rare errors occasionally escape quality control and enter circulation. When collectors discover these unusual coins, demand often increases significantly. Stories of valuable error coins encourage hobbyists to inspect every quarter carefully. Many dream of finding a rare coin hiding in ordinary pocket change. The 2022 quarters were struck at the Philadelphia and Denver Mint facilities. Philadelphia coins feature a P mint mark. Denver coins feature a D mint mark. Collectors often seek examples from both mints. Some attempt to complete entire Dayton Mint collections. Others focus on obtaining the highest graded examples available. Regardless of strategy, the search itself becomes part of the adventure. The excitement of discovery keeps collectors engaged year after year. Beyond collecting, the 2022 quarters delivered an important educational message. Every coin encouraged people to learn more about the individual being honored. Someone might notice a design and become curious. That curiosity could lead to research. Research could lead to inspiration. In this way, the quarters served a purpose far beyond commerce. They became educational tools. Children learned about important historical figures. Adults discovered stories they had never heard before. Teachers used the coins to start conversations about history and achievement. The program demonstrated that coins can teach valuable lessons. Many experts believe the American Women Quarters program will remain an important chapter in U.S. coin history. Future collectors may look back at 2022 as a landmark year. The launch of a new series always creates historical significance. First-year coins often hold a special place in collections because they represent the beginning of something important. The 2022 quarter marked the start of a program designed to celebrate accomplishment and preserve history for future generations. Today, these quarters continue to circulate across America. Every day they pass through countless hands. Most people spend them without noticing. Collectors see something different. They see stories. They see history. They see individuals whose achievements helped shape the nation. That is what makes the 2022 quarter special. It is not simply a coin. It is a tribute. It is a reminder that great achievements can change the world. And it is proof that even the smallest objects can carry powerful stories. The next time you find a 2022 quarter in your pocket change, take a moment to examine it. Look beyond its face value. Consider the story behind the design. Think about the person being honored. And remember that history is often found in the places we least expect. Sometimes, history is waiting quietly in the palm of your hand. Thank you for watching Old Coin Empire. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more fascinating coin stories from around the world. Until next time, keep searching your pocket change, because you never know when the next piece of history might appear.